All right, guys. Happy Sunday. Um, just realized that ES had dropped 20 points tonight, so we're gonna get right into our weekly plan. So we don't necessarily um, spend a lot of time looking for levels and things like that. So I'm gonna go with a little less detail, trying to make the the video a little shorter. So the first couple of things that we need to identify is that I were one time framing up or one time framing down. So I got to tell you. So in the weekly basis chart, we are one time framing up, and it would come to an end if we were to trade below 43.57.75. So let's find 43.57.75. I'll be right here. Actually had a key here. This was last week. We were looking for this level here, 43.58, and it was a huge support. So this will end the one time framing on a weekly. So let's put that in here on a weekly. We're very likely to duplicate this level, and then because the one-time framing on a daily will end at 43.67, which is this low right here, last session low, 43.57, 43.67.75, and this one we're gonna label that as daily. So that is the ES. So this is the last session low. Um, so as you saw here, this bar here from Thursday came below here, and obviously on Friday we went and broke above that. So two things that I'd like to highlight here is that number one, on Thursday we closed with a spike to downside, and on Friday we closed with a spike to the upside. So those two things that you have to keep in mind. So in between two spikes right here. Um, Another thing I want to highlight is the fact that I'm trying a new indicator now. It's called the liquidity swings by Lux Algo. So as you can see here in this little corners, uh, at the high of this level here, every single day we sold. So this is an area of interest, but something to keep an eye on. The one thing that I'd like to do for this week, I'd like to pivot from last week's value area high, and that will be um, this area here, 4406. So if you take your profile tool, you go back to Monday, and then you draw the profile here until Friday. And um, if you do RTH only, your value area high would be about 4402. POC is right here at 43.97. So what I'll do is I'll go a couple of points higher, and I'm gonna use the low of this candle here, as we have a single print in this area. I'm gonna leverage that single print, which is the first. Um, Actually, we had a trend day on Friday, so this is the first single here that is still open, but this is the second set of singles. So this one is a little small, so we'll see what happens here. But I'm looking for this area here to be our weekly pivot. All right, so that's what I would do. So we're gonna write that down, and we're gonna use that 4404 as our pivot. Um, Target number one. If you take a look at last week's plan, it's very simple. We can leverage some of that information today, and from 4404 pivoting from here, um, I have 4423, which was basically Friday's high right here, um, right to the tick. That was the TP1. TP2 was 43.76. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this is too far of a target, so we're gonna try to go for this area here. So you can see we have a huge gap here all the way to 42, and then we have this value area low that is it's been untested for a very long time. We had the low of that session here, and then we got the low of this particular session right over here at 43.46. So we're gonna pick 43.46, which is the top of that gap right here, as our target number one. Right here, let's put it as 44. Target number two. I still have 76 there. I want to raise it up. I normally like to go for 100 points from pivot. So I'm gonna take a look at it here and see what we got. That's number two. That's actually quite all right. We have a little bit of a fair value gap over here and a naked POC from this particular week, 43.99. I have 45.20. So we're gonna leave that just like that. From here to here is only a 30 point. I know we have CPI this week, so it may not be a significant length in terms of well, we have POC here. Yeah, I'm not going to. We'll handle the rest of the stuff as it comes, in um, with our daily plans. So I'd like to leave this here. So we have about 113 points here. I like that. All right, so if we're pivoting from here, I have obviously row 4, I have this area here. I have been tracking this fair value gap. So we're going to target here 43.78, which is the last set of singles. 43.78. This area here, 78. I'm going to leave this intact just like that. We got above this. So this is 43.44. 43.44 will be at number 2. So with the intention that the lower end of this zone, it would take me into that gap area. When you trace this back to here, it's not a single print, it's a fair value gap, but we had a spike here on the downside that I was tracking in this area. So we'll leave that the way it is. And target number 3, I would think that if we were to go low here, we will likely see this 4305 area, 4310. So I'm gonna move my T3 over here. We got a little bit of a fair value gap here, so I'm gonna place that towards the bottom. And this will be at 3 targets here. So I know the chart's a little messy, but this guy here is in an island, and this is what I'm eyeing as a potential area to be revisited. It doesn't have to happen this week, but we have CPI, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. So we'll see what happens. I know that the last time we had CPI, I'll go on that later. But the last CPI report, we have to keep an eye on that range. That's something that I'm going to talk about in the daily plans. So I apologize for trying to keep the information condensed down as much as possible here. So we'll update the plan here. So what we're gonna do is trading plan. So we're gonna get these levels right. Now weekly pivot. I say we're gonna use 4404, 4404 right in here. Target number 1, 4444. Target number 2, when I use 4477. And I hope this information is enough in 4521 to get us to CPI. And then on the downside, we're going to take a look in this area here. I had 4377, I believe I said. 4377. 4377. And we're going to take a look at 4344. And then we're going to take a look at this area here, 4309, 4308. That's the target. All right, so that's our weekly plan there. If you want to be a little more technical, I'll give you value areas for last week. So we got here value area high. I'm going to put it at 4405 so it doesn't conflict with the 4504. Actually, I'm going to put it at 06. Value area low, we got it at 4375. 4375. So 4375. And weekly POC, we got it at 4396. 4396. So that's the information that we got here for our weekly plan. And I will be posting that. You'll have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.